What this young lady did to her mother-in-law will shock you. You won't believe what happened. Stick with me till the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our latest movies. This story begins with a young lady named Queen. To survive, she sells her body for money. But one day, she returns home and gets accused by her boyfriend. Well, not really official, but someone she calls her man, Pascal. He claims she stole from the man's house where he sent her. Queen denies it, but when Pascal searches her, he finds a stolen watch hidden on her. He takes it and walks away, leaving her crushed. She begins blaming herself, wondering why everything she works for ends up in Pascal's hands. Meanwhile, another story unfolds. A young man named Austin is getting ready for work. His mother serves him breakfast and casually asks when he will bring home his girlfriend. Austin shocks her. He already has a woman. They've been together for 6 months and he's decided she's the one. He even tells her the girl, Nene, will be moving in soon. His mother is furious and storms out. Later, Austin goes to her room to explain. He reminds her that she's never approved of any woman he loves, but this time, he won't let go. His mother insists she only wants the best for him, but Austin refuses to bend. On the other side, Pascal sweet-talks Queen. He calls her sexy, promises her a sweet future, and urges her to take their business seriously. Queen only asks for some money for herself, but Pascal makes excuses. Instead, he orders her to go and satisfy another man. The following day, Austin brings Nene to meet his mother. But instead of a warm welcome, she humiliates her, calling her names because she doesn't fit her image of the perfect wife. Austin ignores his mother and comforts Nene in his room, assuring her that he loves her and they'll face the journey together. The next morning, after Austin's mom finishes praying, Nene shows kindness by serving her a cold glass of juice. But the woman insults her again, pours the juice on her, and sends her away. Later, when Austin finds out, he scolds his mother. She tries to twist the story and make Nene look bad, but Austin already knows the truth. Meanwhile, Pascal loses his patience. On a phone call, he shouts about Queen, threatening that she must return home or he'll pay extra. That night, Austin chooses to eat the meal Nene prepared, but his mother insists he should eat hers. When he refuses, she angrily throws her food away and storms off. Days later, Queen meets another man who pays her well for her time and even promises to keep it a secret. But when she gets home, Pascal questions her. She lies about traffic delays, but he searches her and finds money. Furious, he threatens her once again, leaving Queen heartbroken. Guys, this is just the beginning. The tension between Queen and Pascal, the war between Nene and her mother-in-law. Things are about to get even hotter. What do you think will happen next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The very next day, Austin went to see his mother in her room. He pleaded with her to give Nene a chance, to at least get to know her. But his mother refused. When Austin revealed that they were already planning their wedding date, his mother felt disrespected and angrily sent him out of her room. Later that day, Austin's mother decided to confront Nene. She asked her some basic questions about her background. To her surprise, Nene revealed she didn't know her parents. She grew up in an orphanage. Immediately, Austin's mother used this against her, calling her all sorts of names. Moments later, she chased Nene out of the house and forced her to go back to the orphanage home. Nene pleaded and begged to stay, but Austin's mother threw water at her and drove her away. Guys, is this fair? Do you think Austin's mom is doing the right thing here? Or is she simply being wicked? These days, people always say you need to be careful, but let's see what happens next. Meanwhile, Queen was at home. When she noticed Pascal was around, she quickly locked the door and began searching everywhere for money. Unfortunately, the house was empty. She found nothing. That evening, Austin returned home, only to find Nene sitting sadly outside the gate. She explained everything that had happened. Austin tried to calm her, but then he stormed into his mother's room. He warned her to stay out of his family business because he had chosen Nene, and nothing she did could change that. He even gave Nene permission to treat his mother however she wanted if she ever disrespected her again. Then, he walked out, leaving his mother completely stunned. Elsewhere, Pascal returned home and got on the phone with his real girlfriend. Yes, you heard me right. His real girlfriend. He promised her the world, telling her he couldn't bring her over yet because of Queen. He confessed that once he was done using Queen to get the money he needed, he would dump her and travel away with his real lover to start a new life. He spoke so many negative things about Queen. It was heartbreaking. That same night, while Austin was busy on his phone, Nene asked to use it to check on someone online. She couldn't find who she was searching for, and when Austin asked, she brushed it off, saying it wasn't anything serious. Then, she went to bed quietly. The following morning, Austin's mother made yet another move. She came to Nene with a check of 2 million naira, asking her to leave Austin alone and start a new life. She told her to pack up and go as soon as Austin left for work. But Nene refused because her love for Austin was genuine. Austin's mother tried to force the money on her, and when Austin walked in, she quickly left the room. Nene explained what had happened, but Austin told her she should have accepted the money and still stayed with him. He encouraged her to toughen up against his mother because that was the only way to survive her attacks. But Nene said she couldn't. Austin later confronted his mother again. He warned her that if she caused more problems, he would send her back to her own house. He reminded her that the only reason she was living with him was because of the memory of his late father. He returned the check to her and left angrily. But Austin's mother wasn't done yet. One day, she added too much salt to the food Nene prepared. At the dining table, she mocked Nene in front of Austin. When both Austin and Nene tasted the food, they were shocked. It was terrible. Another time, she plugged in a hot iron, burned Austin's clothes, and left the room. When Austin discovered the damage, he blamed Nene and asked her to take responsibility. Though Nene denied it, Austin later realized she wasn't lying and apologized. And one night, Austin lost his temper again, this time over menstrual stains he saw in the restroom. He accused Nene, but when he saw her reaction and realized he was wrong, he quickly apologized and asked her to clean it up. Guys, Austin is caught between the love of his life and his difficult mother. Do you think he's handling it well? Or is Nene the one suffering too much in this relationship? Guys, at this point, what do you think? Should Nene continue staying in a house where her mother-in-law clearly doesn't accept her? What would be your advice to her? Share your thoughts in the comments as we dive deeper into the story. That same morning, Queen was talking to herself. She admitted she couldn't continue living this kind of lifestyle. She called her friend, begging to use her bank account because she wanted to run away, but with some cash in her hands. Queen was tired of working so that another man could enjoy the money. She promised her friend 20% of whatever came in, just to make her plan work. Meanwhile, that morning in Austin's house, his mother once again started criticizing his fiancée. She said all kinds of negative things about Nene, but Austin defended her, reminding his mother that nobody is perfect. Just then, Nene came to greet them. She apologized for waking up late, but Austin's mother struck again, asking if she had washed herself properly this time, since she overheard them arguing the night before about menstrual stuff. Ashamed, Nene walked away to her room, while Austin sat there, helpless, not knowing what to do. Days later, Pascal sent Queen to go see a client. She demanded transport money, so when he went to his wardrobe to get some cash, Queen secretly dropped pills into his drink. After collecting her transport fare, she left. Hours later, Pascal woke up, only to find himself tied up by Queen, who was holding a knife. She was done. She told him she was tired of working hard while he took all the money and left her with peanuts. This time, she was ready to take everything that belonged to her. Pascal tried to threaten her, but it didn't work. He then tried to beg, but Queen refused. She took his phone, forced him to unlock it, and when she saw the huge amount of money in his account, she transferred it all, leaving him with just 1,000 naira. She even confronted him about the conversation he had with the other woman he planned to marry. After Queen was long gone, Pascal, in anger, called his boys on the street, ordering them to track her down at all costs. One morning, Austin was about to leave for work. He gave Nene some cash to buy groceries, but his mother took part of the money, claiming it was too much. Nene quietly accepted, just to avoid further problems. But later that day, while Nene was shopping at the market, something shocking happened. She was suddenly forced into a car that sped off. She was taken to a dark room where Pascal appeared and slapped her hard. She denied knowing him or the money he was talking about, but Pascal wasn't convinced. Wow, guys! Could it be that Nene and Queen are identical twins? Or maybe, are they somehow the same person in two different bodies? What do you think? And what could possibly be the way for Nene to escape? Drop your theories in the comments as we move forward. That night, Austin questioned his mother. He asked what she had done to Nene, reminding her that she had always been against every woman he loved until they finally left him. His mother insisted that Nene was gone because she didn't truly love him. But Austin couldn't understand how she would just leave all her belongings behind. He grew more and more worried as time passed. Weeks later, Queen returned, only to find her belongings thrown outside. She called her friend to ask what had happened, but her friend was too scared to let her in, afraid of what Pascal might do if he found out Queen was hiding there. Queen begged and pleaded, but her friend refused to help. Guys, this story just keeps getting deeper and more mysterious. What do you think Pascal will do next? And could Queen and Nene truly be connected in ways no one saw coming? On his way home, Austin suddenly spotted Queen and mistook her for Nene. He rushed to her, begging her to come back with him because he had searched everywhere for her and couldn't find her. Queen, who had never seen Austin before, thought he was one of Pascal's men sent after her. Austin, on the other hand, had no idea who Pascal was. But when he showed Queen a picture of him and Nene together, Queen was shocked. She didn't know this man, but the resemblance was undeniable. So she decided to play along. When they arrived at Austin's house, Queen was even more surprised to see his mother. Austin explained to his mother that Nene had lost her memory and couldn't remember anything. His mother thought she was mentally unstable, but Austin ignored her and took Queen to his room. Inside, Austin reminded her of what he once told her, to stand her ground and fight back if his mother ever mistreated her. He was just so happy to have Nene back that he didn't notice the difference. He asked her to freshen up while he prepared something for her to eat. Queen, still stunned that someone out there looked exactly like her, promised herself that she would show Austin's mother Pepper. That night, Queen went to the kitchen to prepare a meal. When Austin's mother came in to challenge her, Queen grabbed a knife and threatened to carve her body with it. Terrified, Austin's mother ran to report to Austin what Nene had become. But when Queen appeared, ready to confront her, the mother went mute and walked away. Austin asked what had really happened, but his mother couldn't even explain. Wow! Things are getting hotter. How will Austin and his mother cope with Queen in this house? And more importantly, will Nene ever return? Stick around to see how the so-called wedding between Austin and Queen will turn out. The next morning, Austin's mother was waiting for Queen to apologize, but Queen's response left her completely shocked. Later that night, while Queen was enjoying herself and dancing to loud music, Austin's mother tried to stop her. Queen warned her and almost smashed a bottle on her head, but when Austin walked in, she quickly stopped. Austin told her she needed help, that her behavior was getting out of control. Queen apologized and explained that she was only trying to defend herself, but she would never truly hurt his mother. She promised him she would try. Still, Austin admitted that she seemed very different from the woman he once knew. After talking for a while, he went to speak to his mother in the living room. She insisted that Nene must leave, but Austin tried to persuade her to either go back to her own house or at least treat her nicely. Then he left her to decide. Later that night, Austin began telling Queen more about herself, how she had grown up in an orphanage with no family. But when he mentioned someone named Chinon, whom Nene often searched for, Queen abruptly left the room. She secretly called her friend, who told her that Pascal had already caught someone. Queen denied it and, worried about her situation, begged for help. Her friend promised to send her mother back to her as soon as possible, then ended the call. When Austin came to ask why she had left so suddenly after hearing Chinon's name, Queen brushed it off and said it was nothing. They went back to their room together. But that night, Queen couldn't sleep. She was restless, her mind racing as the hours passed. Guys, what do you think? Is Austin falling into a dangerous trap by mistaking Queen for Nene? And how long can Queen keep up this game before the truth comes out? The next morning, Austin's mom prepared breakfast and invited Queen to join her. she used this opportunity to finally apologize for all the hard times she had caused. Queen and Austin were both surprised, but they enjoyed the meal together. From that moment on, Austin's mom began treating Queen with kindness, even watching a movie with her. But later, when Queen went to her room, she couldn't stop thinking about Nene, who had been captured in her place. She was worried that an innocent girl was suffering for a crime she didn't commit. Queen, who was actually Chinone, Nene's twin sister, hoped desperately that her sister was still alive. Meanwhile, Nene was being tortured every single day. She kept telling Pascal that she didn't know him, that she never took his money, and that her name wasn't Queen. Pascal grew frustrated and finally called his boys to scold them for capturing the wrong woman. Even though Nene looked exactly like Queen, she wasn't the one he was after. He eventually let her go, but deep inside, Pascal refused to give up. He swore he would still find Queen and punish her severely. Hours later, Queen approached Austin to talk about something very important. But before she could speak, Austin's mother opened the door and screamed in shock. Standing there was another Nene. Austin was left completely speechless. At that moment, Queen had no choice but to confess. She explained that she was not actually Nene, as Austin had believed. Her real name was Chinone, the very same woman Nene had been searching for all her life. Austin was stunned. Then, Nene herself told the full story. Years ago, a couple had taken Chinone away, promising to return for Nene when they were stable, but they never came back. Chinone was mistreated and eventually ended up on the streets at the age of 16, where she met Pascal. She revealed how Pascal had manipulated her and how Nene had been paying the price for her mistakes. Austin, overwhelmed by everything he had just heard, left the room to process it all. Later, he went to Nene and apologized for not being there for her. But she forgave him, and they shared a heartfelt moment together. However, tension soon returned when Austin's mother and Quinone began exchanging harsh words. Not long after, Queen packed her bags, thanking them for everything and expressing how happy she was to finally see her sister again. She was ready to leave, but Austin urged her to stay. He told her he didn't want her to be separated from her family ever again. Overcome with emotion, Nene and Chinone embraced each other tightly as the moment went by. Guys, what a story. If you enjoyed this movie recap, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more of our latest movies.